So I just had a thought. I'm thinking about the I don't even know the word to put it. I've been thinking about it, and I am going to create the greatest fighter known to men, known to all of mankind. And this is how I'm going to do it. There's going to be a little bit of eugenics involved in this, of course. You know, if you're going to create a super fucking fighter, you're going to need to use a bit of eugenics. So I am going to use. There is going to be some eugenics involved in this. Okay. So where do I even start with this? Okay, firstly, we're going to need Jon Jones. Okay, we're going to need Jon Jones. Jon Jones is going to need to be involved in this. We need somebody with the genetics of Jon Jones. You know, tall guy, 6'4", 83-inch reach, or 84-inch reach actually, or 84.5-inch reach if we're going to be precise, something along them lines. You know, he's got all the physical attributes you really want to be, like especially a light heavyweight. He's got to have the greatest genetic build for that weight class, so much bigger than everyone else, but can still manage to, he obviously he's a heavyweight now, but he could manage to get down to the light heavyweight limit and everything. So we're going to get Jon Jones. We're going to... How do I even word this? We're going to get Jon Jones to jizz in a cup. We're going to use his sperm. So we're going to use his sperm for this project. And... Fuck, man. The more I'm talking about this, the more fucking ridiculous this sounds. We're going to use his sperm. We're going to send it to Dagestan. Okay. I'm going to send it to Dagestan. We're going to give it to some genetically gifted Dagestani woman in the roughest part of Dagestan. And that's the eugenics part of this. It's not just eugenics. So that's going to be to have the genetics from Jon Jones. It's going to be having the Dagestani lifestyle, around him. To wrestle, fight, grow up, looking up to like Khabib, while also having Jon Jones' genetic anomalies that he has. His height, his long reach, and all that sort of stuff. And then he's going to have that Dagestani. Oh, God, man. The not saying every Dagestani, but there is in certain tribes in Dagestan there is cases where they are more inbred than others. Let's just say that. So we're going to give the mum is going to be as inbred as you can. This is going to break the cycle of inbreeding, of course. Jon Jones being a completely new genetic force into the Dagestani community. To the best of my knowledge, there is not many Dagestanis of sub-Saharan African descent, which would be where a lot of Jon Jones genetics would come from, as he is African American. So there is the Jon Jones genetic ancestor into the list. There is so that's some, that's a new cluster into the Dagestani gene pool, which will be this child of pure fucking destruction that I'm trying to create. Okay, so we've got the child, we've got the setting, he's in Dagestan. Now, this is where it gets tricky. They're very devout Muslims in Dagestan, so we need to give this guy like a Sean Strickland type dad to look after him, but it's going to be hard because he won't get them alcoholic rage beatings that Sean Strickland talks about. We all know Sean Strickland mentioned on the Brendan Schaub show, kids just need to get beat more, man. And then Brendan Schaub thinks he's about to, he's gonna say something to make up for it, because he goes to talk again. And he's like, here's the thing, you guys, these kids, they need an alcoholic rage beating. He says that shit. Here's the thing, you guys. But fucking yeah, he says that shit. And it is a good point. A lot of these guys, a lot of these fighters, real fighters. When I mean fighter, I mean like guys who, not just a mixed martial artist, not just a martial artist, just fighters, guys who will be able to go in there and, tough it out just because they've had a rough life and all that sort of stuff. Like, Jon Jones didn't have a rough life. He had a pretty good life, but he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. Steroids not included. Also, maybe we fucking inject some, like, steroids into the mum while she's pregnant. I don't know. that could also add to this. But we're not going to use PEDs. This is non-PEDs. No PEDs, sorry. Although I guess you could say Jon Jones's Jon Jones's semen's probably got some picobytes in them, picograms in there, sorry. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Getting back onto the point. We need this kid to have like a sort of fucked up childhood. Not like a traumatic childhood or anything, but we need him to have like a rough life. Maybe him being different to everyone else in Dagestan will give him that motivation. Izzy had that motivation. He was picked on for being different apparently while he was in school in New Zealand. Apparently that's what motivated him to train, because people did pick on him for, being a different race to everybody else, which isn't cool. It's not nice at all. But it does build fighters. But I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they're going to racially abuse him in Dagestan. No, we need to give him like a shit stepfather figure who's not going to go in and beat him up. He's not going to bash him. We don't condone that, but if it happens, it's going to just motivate him. Okay, we don't want him to beat him because he might just fucking ruin his chin. So we're not going to have his father figure, his stepfather, be some physically abusive guy. We're going to have him be like some arsehole, just an arsehole, doesn't believe in him, doubts everything he does, always putting him down. And that's going to motivate this super soldier that we've had, that we're creating here. So that's another part of it. Now, what comes after this? You train him. Obviously, he's training wrestling in Dagestan. He's, training all these different martial arts. Probably, maybe he does a bit of cross-training with the Zabit Magomed Shaprivrov fucking type of Dagestanis as well. Works on his kicks, his striking and everything. Maybe he's going to have a real unique style. It will help with the Jon Jones genetics. He's going to be long. He's going to be able to kick from afar. But one thing Jon Jones did suffer with, well, not suffered, but what is his biggest flaw is his boxing. With this guy, because this guy is literally going to be my perfect super soldier that I'm creating, we are going to give this guy a shit ton of boxing experience. He's going to fucking Eagles MMA or wherever Sergey Pavlovich trains now, and he is just going to work on the fucking... Whoever taught that guy how to throw hands, we're going to use that. We're going to use him to help fucking Jon Jones Nurmagomedov Jr., create his super soldier boxing style. I feel like if this guy's gonna have the chin of Jon Jones while also having a Dagestani mother, Khabib Nurmagomedov has a granite chin. We're basing this on he's gonna be getting he's getting like the Dagestani tribe that his mum is gonna be from is gonna be from the Khabib, same tribe that Khabib's from. I think he's an Avar. I might be wrong on that. I think they're the majority Dagestani tribe, the Avars. So, he is going to be an Avar. His mum's going to be an Avar, and then he's going to obviously have Jon Jones as his father. So, yes. But to get onto it, we're going to get this guy's boxing sharpened up as a kid. We're going to get him into some amateur boxing fights. Really good amateur boxing scene in Russia in general. Like, in all of Russia, they have a really good amateur boxing scene. We're also going to get him into combat sambo. We're going to train. He's going to get fucking the best training in Dagestan, all around Russia. We're going to bulk this guy up. He's going to be our fucking superhuman light heavyweight, but he's also going to be able to be, big enough to contest at heavyweight. This guy, ideally, he'll be 6'5". He's going to be one of the fucking strongest freak athletes you'll ever know. He's got that Jones genetics. If you know. Jon Jones's brothers, all fucking star athletes as well. So we're building this guy up. We're also going to fix his legs. So this guy, we're not skipping leg day with this guy. All this guy's going to be doing as a kid is leg day. He's my super soldier. Fuck you. He can do what he wants. What I tell him to do, actually, because he's my super soldier. So he's just going to be doing leg day. He's going to have immovable legs. Leg kicks are not going to affect this guy. His calves are going to be fucking massive. He's going to have some of the strongest legs. He's going to have tree trunk thighs like Alexander Volkanovski. We're going to also put him into rugby. I don't know if there is a rugby program in Russia, Let me look this up. But we're going to put him into a rugby program. So yes, rugby, Russian rugby. Okay, there is a national rugby union team in Russia. So we're going to get this guy into rugby. I don't know if rugby is big in Dagestan. So maybe we're going to have to move this guy. Let's see, rugby in Dagestan. Okay, there is a Dagestani rugby union player apparently. Thrives after swapping martial arts. Okay. We're going to get this guy somehow to do rugby in Russia, though. There is plenty. Maybe we have to move him to Australia because it seems like Australian rugby players in general do very well. So actually, we're going to have him train all these martial arts. And then when he turns like 19, we're fucking putting him in a rugby class, alright? He's going to fucking Australia. He's going to go play rugby. He's already a big brute. Maybe we have to beef him up a little bit more, actually, because then he can lose the weight. He'll have the backstory that he was 214 pounds, 240 pounds, whatever. And then when he slims some of that weight down, he's still going to have all that strength and power. Being overweight is also a very good base for MMA. Being formerly obese or overweight. But we're building him up to already be a super soldier, so he's gonna have all that muscle and everything at a really young age. So anyway, we gotta get him into the rugby program. He's gonna take a break off training for a bit. So we're just gonna get him into rugby for about a year. No training, no amateur bouts or anything, just pure rugby. And then we're gonna get him right back into MMA. All right, he's gonna get back into training, back into MMA, and then we're gonna ship him off to Colorado, where actually, what comes first? Actually, we're going to ship him off to Extreme Couture. He's going to train out of Extreme Couture in Las Vegas. He's going to get all the best training with Eric Nixon. A very good coach, was the guy who helped get the upset victory for Sean Strickland and arguably got an upset victory for Francis Ngannou. So yes, we're going to have this one. This is what we're going to have done. So let me sort this out now. He's going to train at Extreme Couture for quite a while. He's going to get his skills up. He's going to work out really high fight IQ game plans. He's going to work on his wrestling and everything. And then, after he turns 24, we're going to have him, run through a bunch of pros, maybe fight on some of the Extreme Couture events. I'm pretty sure they still do Extreme Couture MMA events. So we're going to have him fight on there, build his resume up, build some experience. Then we're going to ship him off to Colorado next, where he's going to get in the best training with Trevor Whitman. We're going to have Trevor Whitman in his corner. He's going to turn this guy into a fucking absolute beast. He's going to fucking sharpen up his jab. He's going to have like a crazy KO power jab. Even though we already sharpened his boxing up, he didn't have the elite coaching of Trevor Whitman. And I feel like that's just how you make the perfect fighter, Let me think. Is there anything I'm missing here? Rugby background. Jon Jones genetics. Dagestani raised. Trevor Whitman in his corner. Extreme Couture experience. What else is there to give the perfect fighter? He's a little inbred as well. And I'm not saying that all Dagestanis are inbred, but we purposely found the most inbred woman in Dagestan. That is capable of reproducing. So that's how we got him to have that inbred strength and inbred durability. He's got the Sambo background as well as rugby. Like, come on, that's a fucking OP combo. He's going to have the granite chin of Jon Jones. Imagine how fucked it would be if we actually created this, like, superhuman and he came out and he had, like, fucking some really fucked up deformity where he just doesn't want to hurt people. Like, could you imagine? But anyway, getting on to the point. Like, the guy comes out and it turns out he's actually, like, fucking blind. It's like, oh, fuck, alright then. Okay, let me think. Then, or maybe this should have been the part before, but it's fine. We're gonna do this part with Trevor Whitman. He's still gonna have Trevor Whitman, but Trevor Whitman's gonna tell him, he needs to get his ass over to Thailand. He's going to go to Thailand. He's going to train. He's going to kill everybody in sparring. He's going to work up his Muay Thai. He's going to have the perfect clinch. He's already got that Jon Jones strength, that Dagestani strength. But now he's got the crazy KO elbows to go along with it. He's got the best Muay Thai in the world. More Bangkok ready than Khalil Roundtree. More Bangkok than a Thai ladyboy. He's going to be fucking built. He's going to be trained and he's going to be an absolute killer, this guy. He's had the fucked up dad as well, the dad that never believed him, the guy who shat on him his whole life. Maybe beat him, maybe didn't, we don't know. We're not going to encourage his stepfather to beat him, but maybe that did happen, that just motivates him more. So he's got the fucked up backstory. He's got the fucking crazy genetics of Jon Jones, the rugby background. He trained in rugby. He's got black belts in martial arts. No jiu-jitsu, because jiu-jitsu is soy and it doesn't work. Jiu-jitsu is the worst base in MMA now. So he just doesn't train any jiu-jitsu. If jiu-jitsu was easy, it would be called rugby. So he just trains in rugby and sambo. No jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu does not work anymore, unfortunately. We've discovered that. It's not a very good base, so don't even waste his time on that. He doesn't believe jiu-jitsu exists. I'm sorry, Craig Jones, but it's actually jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is the one that doesn't exist, unless it's no-gi. Only no-gi is valid. Wearing a gi does not help. So he's going to train, he's going to train submissions and everything, of course, but he's not going to wear a fucking gi. So I think that's it. That's how you make the perfect fighter. That is my perfect fighter. Let me know if you agree with this. Come on. How could this guy fail? Granite-ass chin. Dagestani. He's got Dagestani, Jon Jones genetics. He's got inbred. He's inbred as well as the Dagestani genetics. Dagestanis, not all Dagestanis are inbred. But there is some people in Dagestan that are inbred, of course. But inbreeding in general is just a very good base for MMA. So he's got everything really down. He's only got one set of grandparents on his mum's side, great grandparents. I mean, he's only got one set of great grandparents, I should say, on his mum's side. So that works out to be great for him. This guy is going to be an absolute beast. If he existed, of course. But unfortunately, this guy does not exist. But I said it. This is how you make the greatest fighter. Who is going to beat this guy? What is going to be able to beat him? He's sharpened up his boxing that Jon Jones doesn't have. This guy has an 84-inch reach. We're going to just say he's got the same reach as Jon Jones. He's got that fucking long-ass arms. He's got the wrestling background. He's got the Dagestani wrestling background. He's got crazy cardio. Lived at high altitude mountaintops. The guy's cardio is insane. He's got that rugby background, that rugby grit. He had a shit childhood, so he's got that fucking dog in him. That's how you create that dog. You have a shit life, you get bullied. The guy was different to everyone else in Dagestan, so maybe he got bullied for that as well. The guy's just had a chip on his shoulder his whole life. This guy has just had a complete chip on his shoulder. He's fucking had to deal with it from everybody that he knows in Dagestan. He's had to deal with it from his shit stepdad. And he's got the best training in the world. He's trained at Extreme Couture, one of the best gyms in the world. He's got that training with Trevor Whitman. Trevor Whitman is in his corner. He's gone to He's gone to Thailand. Sorry, got the best Muay Thai training in the world. He's literally eating the perfect diet. He's just eating like a fucking caveman. He's living on the fucking caveman diet, just eating like a fucking barbarian. Genetically, this guy is fucking completely, roided up. Not literally roided up, but just fucking yoked. His fight IQ is very high level. Just from, I guess rugby, because Alexander Volkanovski is one of the highest fight IQs, so maybe the rugby gives you the fight IQ, I'm not sure. And then, he's got like I said, Sambo background, combat Sambo. Did some training with Eagle MMA as well, of course. Learned to sharpen his hands up with the same guy Pavlovich did. And the guy's just freakishly fucking big for a light heavyweight, so he's a weight bully as well. So nobody would be able to beat this guy at light heavyweight, in my opinion. Not even Jon Jones' father would be able to beat him. in my opinion, the greatest fighter that the world could ever create. If any government organizations want to take my idea, fucking send me a check, because this is, in my opinion, how you create the greatest fucking monster MMA fighter in the world. Not even just MMA fighter. This guy could contest in boxing, kickboxing, any sport. He's got the most freakishly long arms you'll ever imagine. He's got the boxing skill. He's well rounded. There's no jiu-jitsu though. He's well rounded as fuck. All the kickboxing, wrestling, sambo, no jiu-jitsu though. All you need in the fucking world for martial arts. You know, the guy's a fucking unit. What can I say? This guy's the future. If this guy ever gets created, God help us, because he'll be running the world. He'll be like fucking... What's that guy from The Boys name? Fucking... Oh, man. I've never actually properly watched The Boys. I've just seen highlights. What's his name? The Boys... Homelander, you know, he'll be like fucking Homelander in real life. Not saying this guy will be flying or shooting laser beams out of his eyes, but hey, it's possible. You never know. When you create like a superhuman force like this, it's always a bit possible. But anyway, that's all I've got to say about that. This is my video on how to create the most perfect fucking ultimate fighter in the world. Let me know if you enjoyed this type of video. Yeah, let me know if you agree with it. But let me know if there's anything I missed on what you can do to create the craziest fighter in the world, the greatest fighter in the world, in my opinion. This would be a fucking freak of nature. You know, he would have Jonesov. Let's just call him fucking Jonathan Jonesov. So he'll have the Jones. He'll have an ov at the end of his name as well, which always adds a few skill points. So yeah, Jonathan Jonesov Jr. In my opinion, this is the greatest fucking fighter in the world you could create. But like I say, if you agree, you disagree, let me know in the comment section below. And if you made it this fucking holy shit, this was a long video. But if you made it this long into the video, make sure you give it a like, because as you can see, a lot of thought went into this video. I let my thoughts go wild in this video. So yeah, let me know if you do agree with this or you disagree. Make sure you give it a like, and if you're not already, subscribe, because you'll get all the most random fucking weird or just very normal MMA related content, but you will get lots and lots and much more MMA content from me for sure, because I'm Benny P MMA, and I appreciate you watching this video. Thanks for watching.